Let's see now how to apply these 4 conditions using 3 examples. In the first example, a manufacturer of domestic appliances provides a 2-year warranty on parts and labor. Based on a statistical analysis, it is possible to determine the rate of returns for each type of product and to estimate the cost of repairs. Do you think a provision should be accounted for at the closing date? You have 5 seconds to give your answer. You have undoubtedly replied that a provision must be recorded. Indeed, the 4 conditions are effectively fulfilled. There is an obligation towards a third party, since the company is liable for repairing the broken products. The obligation results from a past event, that is, a previous sales. It is probable that the company will have to pay for the repairs, and the amount to be paid can be reliably estimated from historical statistical data. Here is the second example. An employee was dismissed for a serious professional misconduct in October N. On the 23rd of December, the company was informed that its former employee was taking legal action and asking for 12-month salary compensation amounting to 80,000 euros. The company lawyer thinks that it is highly probable that the company will be fined the equivalent of a 6-month salary. Do you think a provision should be accounted for on the 31st of December N? You have 5 seconds to give your answer. Hopefully you have answered that the provision must be accounted for, because once again, the 4 conditions are fulfilled. There is an obligation towards a third party, the former employee, who must be compensated for illegal dismissal. This arises from a past event. The employee was dismissed before the closing date and took legal action. According to the company lawyer, it is highly probable that the company will have to pay damages. Finally, a reliable estimate can be made, hence a provision of 6 months' salary must be recorded. Lastly, let's see the third example. On the 28th of December N, a fire completely destroyed the warehouse of the company V06. The carrying value of this warehouse was 20,000 euros. V06 intends to rebuild a new warehouse in N+1. The cost of construction, minus the compensation received from the insurance company, is estimated at 10,000 euros. Do you think a provision should be accounted for on the 31st of December N? You have 5 seconds to give your answer. This case is a bit more difficult. Indeed, there is no provision to be recorded, as V06 is not committed to any third party to rebuild a warehouse. However, V06 will have to impair the warehouse by 20,000 euros in order to reduce its carrying value to 0. In this case, it is an impairment of assets and not a provision. To conclude, accounting standards do not provide an exhaustive list of accepted provisions, since it is impossible to consider all the risks a company may face. A list of the most common provisions can, however, be drawn up. Provisions for litigation with third parties, most frequently former employees, the tax administration, a competitor, or a supplier. In the case of disputes, the provision equals the estimate of the damage caused to the third party based on the recommendations of legal advisors. Provisions for warranty must systematically be recognized when a firm sells goods with a liability for repairing or exchanging defective products over a different time period. Companies which are liable for retirement pensions must recognize provisions for post-employment benefits.